My name is Will Gluck, and I'm the co-creator, executive producer, and director of the show. Mike and I met a while ago, and he said he wanted to get back into television. And I said, we all think you should get back into television. That's great. I can't wait. And we just started talking about some ideas, and I really wanted to, I felt strongly that when Mike came back to television, it should be kind of a reflection of where he's living right now and how he's living in his family. So I wanted it, and so did he, to kind of be a show about him and his family. So we kind of fictionalized a lot, but this show is kind of hitting exactly on the head where Mike is right now. And we headed off, and here we are. We're not running away from Parkinson's. We're not running towards Parkinson's. Parkinson's is just something that he's dealing with, and that was the way in the pilot. You'll see in the pilot, you know, the first 30 seconds of the pilot, his kids kind of let you know, and he lets you know that, yeah, he's got Parkinson's, but his kids don't care, his wife doesn't care. He's just a dad, and he's going through stuff like we all are, and it's about overcoming challenges, not just, physical, but also family challenges. So we really hope it's going to be a very relatable show about, if anyone has a family, which is hopefully everybody, well, it is everybody at some capacity, they're going to like this show. Mike Henry, played by Michael J. Fox, used to be a newscaster at Channel 4 in New York City, and he was a very famous newscaster, and he retired about 5 years ago in the show because of his Parkinson's. And since then, the silver lining has been that he's been able to spend a lot of time at home with his family. The problem is his family doesn't necessarily want him around all the time. Michael J. Fox has this joke that his wife said, "I married you for richer or for poorer, but not for lunch." So the family is kind of sick of having Mike around, and Mike's, the medicine he's been taking recently has been helping him a little bit better. So it's time for him to get back out of the house and back to work. So we find him in this show on the precipice of whether he's going to go back to work or not. And he ultimately does decide, spoiler alert, to go back to work. So the whole show is about Mike and his family, how he's dealing with the family stuff and the work stuff. You have Annie Henry, played by Betsy Brandt, who is Mike's wife, the rock in the family, although there's a lot of craziness behind that rock, as most rocks have. And she's a teacher at the same school that her daughter Eve goes to. And she works full-time, and Mike's about to go back to work, so there's a lot about that juggling that we all kind of do in lives with our family. You have Eve Henry, who's kind of our eyes in on the show. She's played by Juliette Goglia. And she is documenting this entire process for the first year or so for a school project on her iPhone. Then you have Connor Romero, who plays Ian Henry, who's the 19-year-old son of the Henrys, and he failed out of college, which we'll find out, because he thinks he's really smart, but everyone when he goes to college on the bigger stage is a bit smarter than him. So he comes back kind of with his tail between his legs under the guise of starting this new internet company, this search engine, which you have to use Google to get to. And he's trying to figure out what he's going to do with his way too. Ultimately, I think he's going to go back to college, but right now we find him at the crossroads and not wanting to tell his parents why he's back.